So when people say, how did you get your passport? How I send my passports to agents to get my visas, or every point in time you have to do things, and that's like an old passport. I think I haven't really seen this thing because I just literally got back, dropped my bag. The first time I opened my phone, this whole thing just exploded in my face. And I'm like, this is not even the kind of human being in this whole world that anybody should link me with in the first place, because it didn't take me 2 weeks of having conversations with him to see through his bullshit, to know that this one is just, and this is just, because there's nothing he said that he followed through. Okay, script will come, script will not come. The next thing, oh, you know, now in everybody's head, every man's head, when they come to talk to you, everybody wants to throw marriage at you because they feel like that is your problem. Do you get? And the next thing you're swinging from, he wants me to work with you to, you'd like to have a family with me. I'm like, nigga, you're not even making sense. So the complication and his inconsistency is just, I just blocked him. I didn't have conversations with him up to. But once or twice, he don't call me for video call. That particular day, I remember I was at the airport. Do you get? That random call just came and I'm like, I never saved his number once. So I'm like, why are you calling me on video call? Do you get? And I switch off the call. Why is there no audio on the freaking call? Why do they have an audio? Why was audio not released? And I'm so sick of this. You say, okay, oh yes, they have videos of me. Please, if I don't see those videos, then you guys are just, you're just punching, you're just deliberately doing this to me for whatever reason. And I believe that most of these things are personal. 2 weeks after that time, I think Uche called me. I said, oh, babe, do you know this guy? I sent him a picture of some guy. And I'm like, yes, so this is the same guy that I spoke that, was talking to me about 2 weeks ago. What's up? Apparently, this same thing he had tried to do to me. He did the same exact thing to Uche. Starting from talking about wanting to bring my films to talking about wanting a relationship. Uche saw right through him and blocked him. Apparently, Uche and I had already discussed amongst us. We realized that we had this same guy did use the same format he tried to use on me, on Uche. But Uche was also smart enough to cut him short in the middle of the conversation, to also block him. So you are not, we are not, you fell for this shit. That has nothing to do with us. You cannot try to drag anybody else into this shit. Do you understand? I feel like it's absolutely wrong. I mean, there are limits to things that one can take. I think that every one of us are responsible, should take responsibility for every action that we take. Mm-hmm. Do you understand? All of us have been in relationships that did not turn out so well, or something that you're proud of. You bear the consequences of that decision you made, however it comes out. You don't try to pull other people into that shit, because that's your mistake. That's your mess. That's your mess. Where's all these stories coming from?
Well, are you
what do I have to do with this?
I mean, are you friends with Empress? Are you guys friends?
I don't. It's not. I'm not. Mama, please. That's inconsequential. What is it? The fact is that even like I said, Empress and I are not. We're not best of friends, but we are cool. I believe. I go to a store in Lagos, in Abuja, I buy things, like we are cool. When this thing happened, when my friend sent me the picture of this thing that happened, I know how far we went. We've gone for a meeting at Eco Atlantic on this matter just to see how we can arrest the guy. I pulled all my stops. I called everybody that I knew in places of authority to see how we could get a hold of this guy, because I'm like, this guy, because you don't want to use my, so if not, we say, God, give me discerning spirits. God forbid Batsy, this guy evil, feed on rubber. So I had that whole anger in me to be like, this guy has to be apprehended no matter what. I pulled out my own stops. I asked we have common friends. They know how many nights we stayed up talking about this thing. How many of my colleagues have chopped off their ears talking about how can we stop this man? How can we get this man arrested? This cannot go. This guy can't get away with this. How many times? I don't have to drop names, but these are all people, my friends. So you know the kind of people I'm talking about. Most nights I wouldn't let them rest. We need to do something about this. And then how am I the same person that is this debt is being thrown at? For what? Would it concern me? Concern this nonsense?
At which you push people, and people will bounce back. Now, I don't know how and why some people have tried to make sure they drag me into this bag and web of lies that's going on out there. I'm going to start from the very beginning, because I feel like if I have to talk about it, I have to be truthful. Somebody texts me with a foreign number and goes, this was about sometime August last year, between August and September. No, between August, September, and November. I think between September and November, about then, just before my friend's wedding in London. And goes, okay, he's a movie maker, he wants to make a film with me. How did you get my number? He mentions a colleague's name in Ghana. I'm not here to drop anybody's name, because that's not the essence of this video. So this guy says he wants to make a movie. How did you get my number? Oh, a colleague of yours who's a friend of mine, according to him, gave him my number. I said, okay. So he starts to chat me up. He's talking about this film he wants to make and blah blah blah. And then you know how somebody would text you once in a while, oh hi. I'm like, who is this? I have like literally the entire chat, the time this man was chatting with me. And then he goes from there, he drifts and starts to try to go personal. Oh, I'd want to have a relationship with you. And I'm like, okay, it's not adding up. It's either you want to make a film or you want to be in a relationship. I mean, I didn't know he was seeing anyone. I didn't even know him at all. We just went on a conversation. One time he called me on video call. I was at the airport going to Akwa Ibom, and he just calls my phone. And you know when you just pick a call, an international, I just pick a random call because I never saved his number. And I'm like, why are you even calling me on video call? I hung up. I'm like, let's talk on audio call. And that was it. And then this guy saves that video. Why didn't they release the audio, whatever? See, I feel like people should really leave me alone. I have my stuff going on. I'm just trying to just be me and just live a decent life and do what is right by me and my family and my career. I think everybody should just leave me the hell alone. Enough with all these lies. It's easy to pick on in his name and just talk shit, and I just keep quiet. Enough is enough. You guys have done this to me for the longest, and I've kept quiet the longest. Careful. So he goes, okay, maybe we should see in South Africa, blah blah blah. Send me your passport, I get your tickets. We can talk there when we see. I'm like, I can't send you my passport. All these conversations, I forwarded them to the girl in question. The entire conversation. And when this conversation moved from there and it was getting like, I just blocked the guy and I'm like, I can't deal with this. 2 weeks later, who calls me? One of our friends calls me, Uche, and sends me a picture of this. I said, do you know this guy? I said, yes. So I spoke to this guy just 2 weeks ago, but I blocked him. He was trying to be funny. He was talking about making a film and then he was trying to be funny. I sharp blocked him. We didn't, the conversation didn't go far. And Uche was like, oh, see what has happened to this, our friend, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, really? Because I'm like, who is this? So in my heart, I'm like feeling, oh, so this guy is actually, and then I'm hearing different things. I had no idea who this guy was. I didn't know who he was.